Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, oh, itchy nose, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Definitely a good thing. Now, it being Monday and President's Day, federal holiday in the United States, so lots of essential things shut down, but the rest of the country, not. It's just a holiday. So why am I making it a big deal? Anyway, though, I do have some things written down. And I'm going to start with the big thing. Yesterday, I went up to Walmart to look for new boots, as I've been looking for every day that I've gone up there. But I finally, since I couldn't find wides, I went for a pair of 11.5. And I'm wearing them right now. I have walked to the community center and back, and let me tell you, I'm glad I didn't get wides, because these are wider than the 10.5 wides that I used to wear. So these I don't think are going to get too tight, because I tried to pull them tight, and they weren't even that tight. So when I walk, there is a lot of foot movement. I do slide back and forth inside of the actual shoe part itself, so I need to adjust it still. But even though my foot moves inside of the boot, my toe does not go wham up against the side. Which, I never went wham, but the side of my toe rubbed up against the boot. And so the area that was bad got really bad. It doesn't do that on these. There's room to go forward and not get smushed, which makes me again think, as you get older, certain parts of your body keep growing, like your ears get bigger, cartilage keeps growing, your feet can get bigger. I think it's because just of smushing of gravity. And I think over time my feet have gotten bigger because checking where my toe is, there's lots of room, about an inch and some, between my toe and the end of the shoe. And on the other one, it was like right there. So, yeah, even 10.5 is like small. But 11.5 is big. So, I don't know. Anyway, though, I am wearing them. And I'm pretty pleased with the way they feel. And that is a very good thing. So, tomorrow I'll be able to tell you exactly how well they are working out. Then, here's the thing that's very, very silly. I was watching a video this morning. It's over an hour long, but it's about a book that came out 125 years ago. When H.G. Wells came out with the book War of the Worlds, like less than a year later, somebody, these two people, wrote and had published, sold, and etc., etc., a book called War of the Wenuses. Now, as a parody / satire book that came out that fast, you'd think, oh, there's not much to this book. It is surprisingly amazing. The people that wrote it noticed that H.G. Wells has a lot of alliteration with W's in it. War of the Worlds. And then when listing names of towns and all that, a lot of WWWWW on each of the names. For whatever reason, they decided to change V's to W's. And so, War of the Wenuses instead of War of Venus. Because this was a direct parody sequel to the original book. And it was the people of Venus that were now attacking Earth. Only they were women, because it's Venus. And, Venus being that cultural connection to the female form and all. Yeah. And not tripods. They flew to space, through space to Earth, and landed in crinolines. They look like skirts. So there's a lot of misogyny in it. But that's 125 years ago. Back then, casual misogyny and racism was the norm. It was expected. You were weird if you didn't have casual misogyny and racism. But even then, it goes deeper because it's not just a surface level book. They put a lot of work into puns. Because H.G. Wells. And so they have it translated from the Artesian something or other language. Artesian is a type of well. And they have that all the way through there. Somebody whose name has a French last name, and if you translate it, it means well. So they were puns galore everywhere. Put a lot of work into it. It's a Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg publishes it and holds it, doesn't publish it, but holds it on their collection of public domain works. So if you go to Project Gutenberg or you just Google War of the Wenuses, it'll probably take you to Project Gutenberg, and then you can download any number of versions of that should you want to read it. Apparently it is still really good and funny to read today. I've downloaded it. I doubt I'll be able to read it, ADHD brain, but I'm going to give it a shot because it seemed really, really fun. That's a good thing. And then, once again, amazed by the game Disco Elysium. I had mentioned before how, like up to the second episode of the recording, I would be playing it and then laughing and then feeling bad because I was laughing because it was a sad game, and then feeling sad and then feeling bad because I was sad because it was a funny game. It is just alternately going from tragic to funny, laugh out loud funny if you're not careful, to just tragic and awful again, to the point that if you don't watch any of my LPs, I had to stop. I was crying. Because so much I have been that guy, and just very, very pathetic. Pathetic. I felt pathetic to the point that I felt my own soul being crushed. And then, of course, I'd break out into loud laughter upon having another section happen. And then I ended up crying again. And then ended up laughing again. This is definitely a heck of a game. Now, somebody has pointed out that I missed a thing because I had first started off and I did not talk to this person outside of my hotel room. Hostel. Staying in a hostel. I need to go back upstairs there and check on them because I don't want too much stuff to get missed. Somebody in the comments said, you missed this person. So hopefully they are still there. I can't imagine they vanished. So hopefully that's still true. But it is quite the amazing game. Quite the amazing game indeed. Thumbs up for that. What else do I have up there? Nothing about actual life anymore. The only thing that has happened since yesterday is walking to Walmart, buying new boots, watching videos, having trouble staying awake because I continue to eat wheat products because saltine crackers are cheap and they're not terrible for you, so you can eat them. They're kind of like nutritionally null except for the sodium. But they're wheat, and I'm gluten intolerant, which means I eat stuff like that. And one of the big things that happens to me is I fall asleep. It is just, I have to fight and struggle, and it's rough. And if I can make it through there, I feel logy and just unable to think for some time. So of course I've eaten crackers today. Now I got a spot in my eye. It's a little twitchy and itchy. Yay. I can't even remember where I was going with that because of ADHD brain. Oh yes, I was talking about how, I haven't done much, and this morning I have played some video games, and that's a good thing. I will continue doing so. And I wish I had more energy because I want to do a lot of recording. Last night I was ready to do another recording on something, but I was so tired, lack of energy, I just could not do it. So hopefully I can get that done today. That would be good. Except I also have to get some laundry done today. And at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I've got until I go to bed tonight. But busy day. Hopefully I can get everything done, which I won't. But hopefully I can get some, which I will. So that's a good thing. Past that, the only thing up there I've got is just like creative talk stuff. It's once again, since I want to talk about my inside outside razor's edge cryptid stuff. I've mentioned before that the cryptids in my setting have lived as their ancestors have lived for the past 300,000 years, largely little better than animals. Even the ones that are more civilized and can live among us are fighting against the cryptid nature. Now, there are some that don't have to worry about that, and that's a good thing, but 98% of them do. Even the ones that are most civilized, they're having to fight against this. It may not be a conscious fight, they're not going to go on a savage rampage or anything, but there's things that they won't do and won't think of just because of who and what they are. I mean, conceptually, they are just unable to think of some things. Like trying to tell a cryptid that killing and eating human beings is bad. Well, you can bring them from point A to point B. Trying to bring them to point E, killing and eating human beings is bad. They can follow you from A to B, to the point they can give you extrapolated, what's the word for that one? Extrapolated things that are happening in life to show that they understand what you have taught them. And then you can take them from B to C, where once again, they can extrapolate to the future based on the information that you have given them to show that they understand. You've taken them from point A to B, and then point B to C. And then you take them from point C to D, and they follow you. And again, can extrapolate and show with examples that they understand. And then you say, let's go from D to you should not kill and eat human beings. And they go, individually those words make sense, but you put them together, I don't get it. So you can bring them from everybody deserves to live full and happy lives, whether they are cryptid or human, and nobody should be taken out of life just for, any reason at all. Everybody deserves to live, but they cannot get to, so you should not kill and eat human beings. Up to that point, they're with you, and then but I don't get it. And it's not that they're deliberately being obtuse. No, they literally cannot make that conceptual leap from point D to E. They will drive themselves crazy trying to figure it out. But they can't. Now, there are some who can. They live among us. Suburban cryptids, in fact, they are born amongst humanity in the communities. They grow up among humanity in communities. They go to school with and eventually date those in the community, humanity, marry, have children, grow old with, and eventually die and are mourned by their community, with no one out there any wiser that they weren't human. So it can happen, but mostly no. So conceptually they can't do it. Now up there, they do have morals and ethics. Some of their morals and ethics even sort of align with ours. It's not that they choose to to be this way. True north on their ethical compass points whichever direction it happens to be. It is broken entirely. Give that needle a spin on the compass, and wherever it slows down and points at, that just happens to be true north. Their idea of ethics and morals can be, it is ethical. So if you're at the library and you're hungry, to eat the person sitting next to you. And as cryptids, their digestive tracts are larger on the inside than on the out. Even amongst cryptids, a 5'4", 120-pound cryptid can comfortably tuck away and devour bodily and entirely a 6'5", 250-pound cryptid, and only look about 8 months pregnant for about 6 hours until they're digested down enough. It takes a while to eat someone. If they rush, they can do it in about 20 minutes, but they gotta bite, rip, chew, swallow, bite, and then just work on devouring you quickly. Otherwise, if they take time to enjoy it, it takes about an hour and a half to fully devour a human carcass. They don't kill you first. You die by being eaten. You will eventually bleed out, or something really important will get bitten and you can't survive any longer. But that's another one of those, conceptually they can't get it, because why should they kill you? You're going to die anyway, so it's a lot of effort to duplicate something that's going to happen naturally. So they will just eat you screaming in agony until you bleed out, or they bite into your head or something and chew out a mouthful of brain. Then you go. They just can't make that conceptual leap. Which again, they cannot make that conceptual leap that eating people is bad. But there are only about two. Well, there are light cryptids, dark cryptids, and then there are those in the middle, people with their third eye open who aren't really cryptids. So it's about 45% of the population is dark cryptids, 45% of the population is light cryptids, 10% of the population is human beings with their third eye open. Of the dark cryptid population, about 2% of them only are required to devour human beings, or they will simply starve to death. They have a genetic disease/deficiency. They cannot absorb the ambient cryptid energy around them. They have to supplement it by eating human beings. And then there are those 2% of dark cryptids that eat human beings just because they like the taste. The rest do not, because you act within your nature. And among the rest of them, it is not within their nature to devour human beings. And as much as they think that is cultural, it is a genetic imperative. And if you try to act outside of your nature, you begin feeling bad up here, you get feeling physically ill, closer and closer to what you're going to do, and then as you do what you're doing that's against your nature, like devouring a human being when it's against your nature, you will get violently ill and vomit. And cryptids do not vomit. So it is a horrific thing for them to have happen. They'll do anything to avoid it. So they do not act outside of their nature. Problem is, for the next 100, 125 years, among the light cryptids, about 2% of them are discovering that they are hungry. They don't have to eat human beings, but they want to. And hey, call to action time. If you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. Making sure, of course, to share only with people that you think would like watching an old man yammer on largely incomprehensibly about largely inane subjects, largely inane because of the incomprehensible fashion in which they are delivered. Thumbs up for that. And if you're a Patreon patron, you are a beautiful and awesome person. Thumbs up for that. When you look in the mirror and you see that beautiful and awesome person, well, you deserve to feel proud. Thank you so very much. I can eat at the end of the month with your help, and I appreciate that to no end. If you have left me a comment, thank you as well. You too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up or heart every comment that YouTube allows, and I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, which is not as many as I would like, but it's better than none at all. I am going to edit, render, upload. I'm going to take care of myself by playing computer games, by reading, by watching videos. I've been dragging. I was dragging these out. These aren't on my desk because I want to impress you with things that I bought, especially since I've showed these off before. But I got them out because I think they're neat. And one of the things that I do, I've mentioned that with my stuff like these, is even if I don't currently play them, like put them in a game and use them for that, I like to take these things out and just look at them. Or move them around or put them in bases and such. I want to make little diorama type stuff. So I get enjoyment out of the things I have, even if I'm not getting enjoyment out of the classical way of getting enjoyment. So that's a good thing. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. And if not, please do not beat yourself up. You deserve better, and it's not going to help you get it done next time. So, until we meet again. Terrible sound because I forgot to move my microphone over again. I am so very sorry. I am a freaking idiot. But so, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing, even though I feel really stupid now for having my microphone way over there. You take care. I'm going to go beat myself. I'm going to go beat my head against the wall because I was very foolish with my microphone again.